Everyone, first of all, I want to apologize for the background noise in the Sham Cancel tutorial. When I noticed it was there, it was already too late, the video was uploaded and people seem to be enjoying it and finding it useful, so I decided to leave it there. But again, I'm really sorry. With that out of the way, let's talk about some of the mechanics you unlock with Nero after beating the game. Of course, this will contain some spoilers for the main story, so feel free to not watch this video and just leave it for later if you're not done with the story yet. But the first thing I want to do is I want to be talking about the Bringer Knuckle. Yes, not Knuckle Bringer, it's called the Bringer Knuckle. You unlock this ability right after beating the game. You don't have to buy it, it's in your moveset. It's just kinda subtle, so you may not notice that you have it. So the way it works is like, as long as you are in any animation that does not involve your Devil Bringer, like grabs, you cannot do it during grabs, but you can do it, for example, like any sword slash. You can press the X button and have your knuckle here punch the enemy. This includes any slash. You can do it like with good timing, you can do it, but if you do it late for the very fast slashes, you'll actually get a grab instead. So what's this move useful for? So let me show you this. I'm gonna bring the enemy real high, and if I bring them down with my back melee, you'll notice that, you know, the regular thing happens. I just bring the enemy down. But what happened there? The enemy came down way slower. That's because I use a Bringer Knuckle. And the Bringer Knuckle will always stop the enemy's momentum whenever it hits them. So any attack that knocks the enemy away or that knocks the enemy down can be followed up with a Bringer Knuckle, and that will completely stop the momentum. So for example, we have Shuffle here. Is a great move for escaping enemy attacks because it has invincibility, but you are left without much chance to follow it up afterwards. However, if you use a Devil Knuckle, oh, I was too slow there on the follow-up, but if you use a Devil Knuckle, you can follow up the combo and shuffle them and start your like crazy shit. As you can see, as I did just there, this is also very useful with Calibur. As I mentioned before, Calibur is very essential for Nero's movement during combos. So you can jump cancel Calibur into like multiple follow-ups. But if you know, oh fuck, I fucked it up there. But if you feel like keeping it buried, you can always just knuckle. You do your Bringer Knuckle instead, and this will completely stop their forward momentum. And depending on your timing, you can either stay in front or cross the map. So if I do it very early, I can actually cross the map like that. Oh, did way too early there. Way too early again. Let me try one more time. And there we go. And go to the other side. Or if I do it later, I can stay in front. So that's very useful for varying the combos, switching sides, looking stylish, and just find a way to like follow up your combos without having to jump cancel your Calibur, or just doing like a double Calibur, like a jump cancel one and then a regular one, and following with Knuckle, just to, you know, to cover more ground, look cool, etc. Devil May Cry is a lot of style resistance sometimes, so you're just doing stuff to look cool. Again, this is very useful with Shuffle, to follow up combos after it, to use it during combos. It's very useful with your forward melee as well. I can't remember the name, I think it's called Strike. But you... let me try to set this up for a combo. What can I do? I know. Oh, excuse me. There we go, like that. I was able to follow up my forward melee with a combo. So there's a ton of applications for this. If you're creative, you can... oh, the enemy went to... the enemy activated the ult trigger. Let's just ignore that. But if you can use your like roulette spin right there to keep the enemy in place after the 2 hits. Do it too early there. Like that, you can keep them in place and like stay under them if you want to. You can use it during regular slashes, but again keep in mind that you have to be very fast and not too fast either. Oh, too late. Too early. There we go. So it has tons of applications, and when you're in double trigger, you actually get 2 knuckles out. So let me show you with caliber here. You actually hit them twice with it, allowing for even cooler combos and different follow-ups. So that's important to keep in mind. And that's fortunately there, because we're gonna talk about the next mechanic. It's summon swords. This is a returning mechanic. The Bringer Knuckle is new to this game, but here the summon swords are a returning mechanic from Devil May Cry 5. Sorry, from Devil May Cry 4, and they work pretty much the exact same as they did in the previous game. So how does this work? You have to be in double trigger to use them, and the summon swords. Let me just empty my whole cannon there. So the summon swords activate whenever you shoot. You will have this little sword spinning around. It will spin for like half a second next to you and then shoot. And you just do this by pressing the shoot button. Now, you can shoot more swords by holding your button. So I think if you have a regular charge shot, it's still 1. But if you have a blue charge shot, level 1, it will be 2 swords. If you have a level 2 blue charge shot, it's gonna be 4. And if you have the level 3, it's gonna be 6 swords that you're gonna be able to shoot. So depending on how long you hold the button, you can have multiple swords coming out, and this will keep the enemy in the air. Now, just because, how can I say this, you don't have to shoot to summon the sword. Man, Nero has a great ass, Jesus Christ, but sorry about that. But you don't have to shoot to summon the sword, you just have to press the shoot button. So if you're in an animation and you press the button, the sword will still come out. And with good timing, like right there, you can use it to keep the enemy shackled and do different follow-ups. This is the same with the holding button technique. There I summon 2 swords and they go one after another. So if you keep the enemy in the air for a long time and then you charge your shot, you can actually get some pretty cool looking shots. I'm gonna try to do it here. Let me think of something I can do. Let's bring the enemy up. And they stay in the air for a long time as the swords are shooting them. So it just adds another layer to Nero's combos. You'll see that whenever you go see combo videos, if you start paying attention to what's happening, sometimes the player will pop in double trigger, do that, and then stop it just to get the summon swords out, that it kind of slower. Let me try again. Oh fuck! But you kind of get the idea. And sometimes they just don't want the shooting to come out, so they'll do it during the devil explosion animation. Let me try again. And then turn the double trigger off and have the swords hit. So again, it's to look stylish, just to add another layer to it. If you're gonna keep the enemies in the air for longer, the summon swords are independent of Nero. You can't jump cancel off them. They will do like their own thing and then go away. And that's the same with the Devil Knuckle. You can't cancel a Devil Knuckle. How can I show this? You can cancel a Devil Knuckle by jump canceling it. Devil Knuckle will stay there no matter what. Both the swords and the knuckles are independent of what you do as Nero. So that's it. Some other few notes is that depending on the enemy position, the knuckle will do a different animation, but their function is still the same. So for example, if the enemy is above you, like the knuckle will go upwards, like that. And I think if they're down, they will go down. Or no, not really. Maybe depending on the move I use. But yeah, they did like a karate chop there if you pay attention. But that's about it. That doesn't really change utility much. I haven't found anything deep regarding the position of the attack, but they're just pretty good at tracking the enemy. So like if you're at a weird angle, it hits them anyway. So I've been going in a tangent now. I think this is gonna be the second to last video in which I'll be covering Nero. I'm gonna be talking about the charge shot and some of his double breakers later. And that's it. So again, if you like the video, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'll be doing more content, and after I'm done with Nero, I'll be moving to Dante, and I'm probably not gonna do B stuff. B ain't very fun in my opinion, but whatever. See you around, guys. Have a good one.